Always fly by.
Yeah.
Hey, Donovan, how you doing?
Hey, Todd, how's it going?
Good, good. Congrats on your closing today.
Thank you. I appreciate all your help as well.
Yeah, I didn't do much.
You did more than you know. Thank you.
Yep, for sure. Carson Whaley, what's up?
What's up? Can you hear me?
I can.
Oh. Yeah. Let's see.
Trish, there's two Trishes. I might get you guys confused.
There we go.
Anything shaking, Carson? How was your day today? What'd you do?
Good. Started off doing some driving for dollars actually with my girlfriend. Did that for 2 hours, and then went up to the the courthouse there or whatever with Carson, and just he went up there for the auction. And I just kind of chit chat with a few people, but we should be closing. Carson and I should be closing a little 2-pack deal here hopefully in the next week, and then I found a nice little one out in Mount Morris today. I'm gonna start working on.
Nice.
So good though.
Did nothing win at the auction today?
I don't know much about it. I don't think so. There was 2 properties from my understanding, and I don't think any of them went.
Okay, yeah, that's what I want to get those two, the addresses out.
One was like 404 or 405 off of Atherton Road, I think.
Okay.
And the other one was condo.
Nice.
So yeah, and I could be wrong, but I think that's what it was.
Awesome. Hey, Brian, what's up, brother?
What up? How you guys doing today?
Great. How are you?
I am doing well, my friend. Just on the hunt for deals per normal.
Of course. I'm gonna get you in that. I'm trying to shoot for Friday for Chesterfield. Okay.
Okay. Awesome. I'll be ready.
Sweet. We're just waiting for a few more people and then we'll get rolling. And everyone, if you could put your, like Brian, for example, put your information in the chat box, Brian, and he's a buyer. Your hair's messed up, Brian.
Oh, dude, it's crazy. I got drug into a Michigan basement that I'm either sure, like either the bad kids were pushed in there or it wasn't good. And I'm a pretty boy, so it just I didn't belong.
You're a pretty boy.
But the mean man made me go down and look at our foundation, so I had to do it.
Nice. Yeah, Brian, put your name in the chat box and your phone number, email. Everyone, Brian's a buyer. He buys deals. And how many deals are you close? He fix and flips. Brian, what are you flipping? How many? What's your goal?
This year we are trying to do a house a week from the flip perspective, and we're trying to do a wholesale, trying to do 30 wholesales and 50 flips. So 80 units. And then we want to try to buy, 10 to 20 rentals. So
Nice.
That is the goal. Easier said than done, though.
Where do you want your rentals at? I didn't know you're buying rentals.
We're not there. I mean, we're trying. I mean, realistically, what we're trying to do is we're trying to time the dip, and we have a few right now in a couple in Westland, and we got a duplex in Centerline. But realistically, we're just putting like the foundation in place so we can be ready once the market starts to cool off a little bit, prices start to go down. We want to start gobbling up rentals at a good clip. So I don't know yet. We haven't really like zeroed in on where we want to be, but I mean, it's kind of like what, I don't think we're going to be the Detroit crew, but I think we'll be, houses that, you're all in under 100,000 type thing, rent it out for 1,500 a month if possible. So wherever we can do that.
Gotcha. Awesome. Good to know. I got one in Taylor, Michigan that's rented. Probably need to raise the rent, but you could buy it on a land contract, you know. And I got one in Harper Woods coming. That is a good one also. Real nice house that possible land contract on that one too. Those are coming.
How much is Taylor?
Taylor is 80,000. And it's probably fixed up real nice. It's probably a 115 house. There's still some little bit of equity there.
What street?
McGuire. And it's your typical 3-bedroom, no basement. You know how Taylor, they just got the triangle house in the front. Yeah.
Yep.
Double lot, you know, just your small ranch, 3-bedroom ranch.
Okay. We can talk. I'll reach out once you know more about that Chesterfield house. We can talk it through.
Cool. Michael Heater, what's up, bro?
What's up?
Awesome. Good to see you, man.
Is there likewise? What's going on, everybody?
We'll get started in a couple minutes. Is Carson coming, Michael? Do you know?
Grant Carson, I do not know.
All right, we'll see. Hey, Sam, what's up, man? Bud, how you doing, man?
What's up? Good to see you, brother.
You too. You need an electrician, right?
Yeah, you know that house at Holcomb that Junior was listing, so I'm looking to fix it, man. If you know someone, I appreciate it, brother.
Okay, I'll send you one. I'll send you a couple.
Thanks, God. I appreciate it, man.
Yep. Mike Mukhtar,
Hey, what's going on?
look at your tan, bro.
Yep.
You must be living a good life.
Living a COVID life. Everybody's so cooped up, man. Had to get out. Florida was good.
You know it. If any questions about wholesaling or anything real estate, just throw it in the chat box. We'll probably talk about a couple of deals, and if you guys need anything, let me know too. I'm gonna send G over here a purchase agreement. He said he was looking into wholesaling in 2019, had an attorney look at a purchase agreement, and they said you can't use it. So a couple good suggestions. You could always contact investor-friendly title company. If you're in Michigan area, I use Speedy Title. I use Detroit Title and Escrow, and we use Dream Title out of Genesee County. And you can always contact maybe the title company, and they could give you one that they approve. Okay. And or you could talk to another wholesaler. But remember, title companies have attorneys that look at everything, and if they're going to close a deal with that purchase agreement, they're going to make sure it's the way they like it, and the assignment agreement. So it's just a little tip there.
Thanks. That's good to know.
For sure. Michael, you want to kick us off, brother?
Yes, sir. And Carson said they'll be here in 10.
Okay, great.
So what's going on, everybody? Michael Heater. See a lot of familiar faces. Everyone, welcome back. Newbies, welcome to the show. It's where we talk all about wholesaling. Any questions, comments, deals we're doing, I'll start off. Locked up a deal in Detroit recently on Shield Street, and this is an interesting one because, you know, guys, we've been dealing with the pandemic as of late, and so this one's got you know, pandemic stipulation where we contracted it, and now we're gonna have to wait a couple weeks before we actually get inside the property. But you know, it's just something you got to work with. You know, there's deals out there that unfortunately you're not going to be able to move as quickly as you would like on, you know, but that's just kind of the nature of the business. So it's always important that you build some rapport with the seller and make it clear that, hey, you know, we can work within your time frame to an extent. You know, you don't want to just let them absolutely run game over you, but you know, that's why you get an inspection period, because we haven't even been inside the house, right? And you know, if you need to push a 30 or 45 day inspection period. So but yeah, we locked it up. It's a nice little brick bungalow in Detroit, and you know, we're just gonna be working with the seller on this one until we're able to get inside of it. So not the most exciting deal, but I think it, you know, it's one of those kind of you know, peculiar ones. So it's just part of the business sometimes.
Hey, Mike, I got my buyers killing me every day wanting to see the inside of it. He drove by it and he pretty much says, I want it. So
yeah, so that's always a good sign. And that's the power again, guys, with squatting up with people that are real knowledgeable in your area. You know, somebody like Todd has got these buyers on hand where it gives you confidence when you lock up a deal that, you know, it's either, you know, close to being sold or sold, you know. So don't be afraid to squat up, guys. I mean, that's the power of it, and that's what you know, that's our motto around here. So yeah, we got some other ones in limbo too that we're kind of have them pushed to the end of the month, but that's okay. You know, again, you can't close every single one within a couple days. So this is the name of the business. So
yeah, the one thing I listen to all these podcasts with and this is, you know, beginning like Wholesaling Inc. podcast, and they got a lot of beginner wholesalers that they interview from time to time. And it seems like the norm is it could take someone 6 months, 8 months, or longer to get their first deal. And I think a lot of people give up. I probably would have also. I wasn't, thank goodness, when I started wholesaling 4 years ago, I already pretty much knew the city and was kind of not in wholesaling, but pretty much in the business a little bit. So I guess I started I don't know what it's like to start and not knowing an area, not knowing what a contract is, and not knowing those things. But I deal with enough wholesalers, brand new, that we work together, and within 30 to 60 days, they're getting money in their pocket because we squatted up, right? You know, they just, you know, I help them out as much as they want. There's some of them, they do nothing but just bring me someone that's warm, and I take it from there. And there's others that bring me contracts, and I take it from there. And so either way, I'm happy with, you know, it just, and they can learn as much as they want. A lot of people, the ultimate goal is probably not to, you know, be able to do it by themselves. What if I get hit by a truck tomorrow and they want to keep moving? You know, hopefully we have a long relationship for years to come, and we're always squatting up. But man, if someone didn't squat up and they fly and they're doing well by themselves, that's awesome also. So, but yeah, squatting up I think is important for brand new wholesalers. I really do. I know Randy on here, he just picked up a check today on his first deal that we squatted up on, him and his partner and myself. And you know, and Mike and I have been doing deals together like crazy. So, and now we got to get our pipeline again, start closing some more deals. And Mike Heater and I we're doing, there's so many things going on.
Yeah, I was real excited about picking up that check today. So
Is
real happy.
Congrats, man.
Yeah.
Congrats. Great feeling.
Yeah.
And Randy has a great lead. I mean, Randy's an engineer also. Randy G's an engineer, he told me. It's probably,
Oh, okay, nice.
I think Brian Kunka was an engineer, if I remember correctly, type mind anyway. But I mean, the couple leads you got, Randy, you told me about today, that one is pretty promising. So
Yeah.
we'll be breaking in the house tomorrow and checking it out. Someone from New York bought a house, and for 3 years they haven't done nothing with it. So we're getting it pretty cheap. And I got like 5 buyers that'll buy it in 2 seconds. I just got to check out the condition.
Yeah, you got those photos, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. She said that was 2 months ago, but I don't know.
Yep.
But this is my first getting framed up after I deposited. I'll tell you
There you
that.
go, big dog.
There you go.
Good job, dude.
Yeah.
Nice job. Nice job.
Oh man,
For
That's
sure.
really- that's
To me,
literally
it's
it.
To me, it's a proof of concept, So that's
Totally.
I've done other businesses, I've done other things, and it's I need the proof of concept, So now I'm
Totally.
trying to hit it hard as much as I can.
Yes, sir,
Yep.
man.
How can you do one of those a week, right?
Yeah,
Then
exactly.
how can you do 2 of those a week, So that's the key. I have a deal that I want to go over. This was a unique deal. This came from Squatting Up. Me and another guy, he called me on he had a Redford deal. He talked to the seller, and an older gentleman. Well, his dad is in his 80s, so he's probably in his 60s or close to 60 years old. They had a rental property in Redford, brick ranch right off of West Chicago in a good area on Dixie. And the guy wanted $100,000 for the property. ARV is probably, Redford's pretty hot right now. It's a very clean house, fixed up. It's probably a 125 to 145 house, because if you do it right, you could push those prices over there. Anyway, got it locked up at, he wanted 100, talked to him. He has a 9-year tenant in the house who's paying like $950 a month, which is a low rent actually in Redford. But he's been there 9 years. He's never raised the rent. But and they had a great relationship. Here's an older gentleman. They got into the rental business. They had a few houses, and they wanted to do the work themselves. They want to manage it themselves. So there's professional tenants out there, and they know every trick in the book. Anyway, this guy's was late all the time, but he always paid. But recently, with COVID, once COVID hit, he quit paying, and he got 10 grand behind. So that's a lot of, that's 10, 11, 12 months, whatever. He got 10 grand behind and no contact. So I was able to negotiate this, and he already started the court case for eviction. So I said, look, we'll take over the eviction. We'll just take it off your hands. And I got him down to 89,000. Okay. Perfect. Didn't even look at the house. I just know the area, looked it up on Google, took his word for it. So I said, the only thing is I need to look in the house before we close. No, I said, I'll be able to get in. I know it. And so I posted a 48-hour notice. If you guys want to see a sample of it, I'll show it to you. But I posted it on the front door, and within 12 hours, he calls me. They always call you, because on the notices, there's a 48-hour notice to enter the property for inspection. Please contact Todd, blah, 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 whatever. And so he called me, talked to him, real nice guy. So I set up an appointment to get in there. So then after I got it under contract, before I even did the 48-hour notice, I went to Renegade Detroit in Southfield every Tuesday. The first Tuesday of the month, they have a meetup at Shields Pizza. Went there, told one of my guys I know that buys Redford that we got a property in Redford, and gave him the details, said we're selling it for 105,000. He said, I want it. All right. Wrote me a check at the EMD right there, $1,000. I know the guy, so I only do 1,000. If I don't know him, it's going to be 2,500, 3,000, something like that. Anyways, wrote the check. He wants it. This was, what's the date today? The 14th. This was last week on the 6th, right? Tuesday. So we're closing this Friday in 2 days. All right. So from Shields Pizza to then, we're closing on Friday. So we went in the house yesterday. The buyer, or excuse me, the seller and his dad were there. Real nice guys, and they wanted to see the tenant. So the guy that's buying it knows how to go and get that $10,000 that the tenant's behind. So he's buying it for 105, and then he's also gonna, because the tenant wants to stay. Actually, the tenant has a good job. He's nice. He got COVID a couple of times, some excuses, whatever. But he wants to stay. So they'll probably raise the rent a little bit, and he's gonna get the $10,000. It's not guaranteed he'll get it, but he knows how to do it, and he's done it before, and the money's available. So he's pretty confident he's gonna get the 10,000, which is great. That's even better for him. So, so anyways, that's the deal. It's a brick ranch. I squatted up with another wholesaler. We're gonna make whatever that is. What's 105 minus 89,000? What's that? 16 grand? 89.90. Yeah, $16,000. So that's a pretty good deal. I don't think it was a flip. I thought it was a good rental. And my guy's buying it for 105, but hopefully he gets that 10 grand back. So he's gonna be getting it for 95,000. He's gonna keep it as a long-term rental. And refinance it, get his money off. He'll probably get his money back or most of it, all that good stuff. So
where's that at, Todd?
that's in Redford.
Gotcha.
Yep, Redford. Yeah. All right, Carson, what's up with you, man? Good to see you.
You too, man. So I was talking to Todd last night. It seems like every single deal I'm working has been just kind of nuts. And there's been something just that I'm learning about it, or something new I've never dealt with before. So it's been a little bit of a stressful week so far, but let me think of one to talk about. I'm not even sure which one to talk about. I want to talk about yours, Matt. I want Matt to talk about my deal. Have you talked about it all yet or no?
No, not yet.
All right, so why don't you just explain that deal start to finish, because that's the best deal I've closed this month. So go ahead, man.
All right. Yeah. So last Friday, me and Carson both closed on the deal. It was $18K for me. I think about a little over 10 for you. The house right in the same neighborhood I live in. I actually bought this house for $93,000, and the house that we just closed on, I can see it from my window. It's next street over. It's just an ugly house. I got that under contract for $95,000. But it took a while, because I just saw it, so I had to look up the owner's info. I ended up getting in contact with the son, who was the executor, because the seller, lady that lived there, died in 2014. So I got in contact with the older guy. He was probably in his 70s, had cancer. Super nice guy. Him and his wife, they're great to deal with. Probably took, 2 months or so, maybe even more, before I actually got down to the numbers and got a contract locked in. But I knew it was a good deal, and I told him right off the bat that I'd paid 93 for mine, and it's right around the block. So they pretty much knew. I set them in that number, and they were kind of fine with it. So yeah, we got it under contract, and it's pretty smooth process, really. The house is kind of outdated. I mean, it's really not too bad. 3-bed, 2-bath. It has a kitchen in the basement, which is kind of interesting. Nice garage, but it needed like a roof, probably some windows. There's a big, massive pine tree in the backyard that was kind of a disaster. So it definitely needed some work, but good house all in all. So we got a couple guys in there, and what was probably like a 2 or 3 week thing. We ended up getting it closed. We used Dream Title, and they did a lot of the hard work. It was really smooth and great deal, I think.
Yeah, that was like the total spread on that deal was 30 grand total. And then we each made what we made. So it was a crazy deal. I mean, I remember him. I think he was he's definitely been talking about it since last year. Like at some point you said, oh, I need to look into this house, or I was talking to the seller. So it's been a long time of just following up and everything. And then we brought a bunch of buyers through and eventually sold it. But yeah, that was a super good deal. And it's just like deals like that make me think, how could you not want to be in real estate? And Matt has a full-time job. Like he works for the city of Trenton full-time. And just because he knows wholesaling, because he's started researching and going to meetups, he just made 18 grand for 10, 15, 20 hours of work on the side, just because he understands the concept. And that's why, like, I've already spent over 20 grand this year on educational things, whether it's masterminds or courses, because if you just have that knowledge of how to put the pieces together, then it's worth it. Then it's easy from there if you know how to do it. So it's I don't know, it's just a super cool deal. Like you said, it was really smooth too. It's one of those deals where it's like, okay, when is something gonna fall apart because it's going so smooth?
Right.
And we talked about that at one point because we weren't sure if they were gonna be able to clear the title. And I'm very pessimistic. I'd rather be like pleasantly surprised than disappointed, which is probably a bad thing. So I was like, oh, it's not gonna get cleared. It's not gonna get cleared. And it did. So ended up closing, super good deal. But yeah, that's pretty much that. Another deal I'll just talk about really quick. I'm working with the other Carson.
Quick question, Carson. What was the person that bought it? Did he keep it is he gonna keep it as a rental or a flip? What is the and
I believe it's like a hedge fund type thing. It's a big company. They buy a lot of houses, and they're probably going to rent it because they have a bunch of investors who are looking for a return. So my guess is they'll be renting it. They bought it for 125. They'll probably they said 35 into it, which I think is actually still a pretty good price. Like you could easily drop 45 into that house if you wanted to. You could probably get away with doing a little bit less if you were not making it super nice.
Mm-hmm.
But so he'll be all in it, that'll be 160. I'm sure it's worth at least 200 fixed up. So, I mean, the margins would still work for a flip, but it would be kind of tight with it being that long of a project. So I'm pretty sure they're just going to rent it out. I am sure they'll be able to get at least 1,600 a month for rent.
Oh yeah, at least. I'm excited to see
minimum.
how that house kind of turns around too.
nice?
Yeah, whether it's posted for sale or for rent, we'll be able to see what it looks like. But yeah, that was a good one. I mean, that's just one of those ones in those hot areas where I kept following up with Matt, like, hey, any luck with that house? Because I knew it was going to be a good one. And he was like, oh yeah, I've already been talking to the seller. So just stayed on top of him and eventually got it closed. Another deal I'm working with, the other Carson I hear, we got the clear to close today. And it's a biggest deal I've ever closed. We're each making $1,300. So we got retirement plans after this one. But we've been sitting on it I think we got it in January or December. I don't even remember. Do you remember when you first talked to the seller?
Probably January, first week of January.
Yeah, because I put it, I'm looking at my CRM right now. I have the closing
Well, I have the
date.
contract signed in January. It probably started in December, honestly.
Yeah, probably made contact in December, but somebody had bought this house on a mortgage, and the mortgage never filed. They never had a payoff or a discharge, I should say. So they never got a discharge for this mortgage, which is I'm not sure if it's on the seller's or the bank's fault. But either way, this mortgage company had sold the mortgage. The mortgage has been sold like 5 times.
Yeah.
So the title company had to track down this mortgage company, and then they had to try to get a discharge or a payoff for it. And they I mean, they couldn't do it. It's now April, so it's been 4 months since they've had the file at least. Haven't been able to find a discharge. So and this is the benefit of having a good title company. We use Dream Title Company and Grand Blanc. Like what they're going to do for us is they're going to insure that warranty deed fully as if there was no mortgage on there. They're going to say, look, the chances of this coming back on us as a title company are really low, because chances are if it takes 4 months to even get a payoff for this thing, that bank, there's no active mortgage with that bank, because the banks want their money. So they wouldn't make it this hard to get in touch with them. So the title company is just going to insure it, and then they'll hope that in 6 months or whatever, they'll get that payoff. But the chances of that bank coming after them are really slim.